I had no intentions on making a video today, but people want me to talk about these damn interest rates. So we're going to talk about the interest rates. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why should I watch this guy? Where does his information come from? My information comes from some of your best books, economists of all time. I just don't make stuff up like a lot of these grifters do. And then before they get into their video, they give you an 8-minute spiel on how you should join their mastermind, their classes, their Patreons, their Discords to help make you money. I got none of that stuff. I have no links to any of that crap. This is just great information. My channel's free. You can always give me a thumbs up, spread the video. Now, interest rates don't matter to people who are debt-free. I will come out and say that. When you're debt-free, you don't give a damn what the Fed does, okay? You see, the Fed plays a dangerous game of trying to play like God of financing, okay? God of finances, interest rates. And sometimes they get it right, and a lot of times they get it wrong. And when they get it wrong, it is catastrophic. First, you got to understand, a lot of people that end up working in the Fed, there's some of your greedy bankers that help take over this damn world anyway. So before we get into the interest rates, let me just explain something to you. Whenever you see a commercial like this,
moving costs,
Fixer upper.
Outdoor space.
Leaky pipes.
second kid,
Outdated bathroom.
Updated kitchen.
New beginnings. New addition. Private school.
Medical bills.
debt solution.
Solid ground. Whatever your goal, get there sooner.
Well, it is today for $55.
These days, more and more people are buying it now
It's not just for buying clothes.
and paying for it later. Call it modern day layaway. Hugely helpful for Randus Denny's in Memphis.
It makes it much easier to kind of navigate through life sometimes.
He says he uses it for everything from plane tickets to groceries, then pays it off in a series of fixed, interest-free installments over time.
It's an option to where if something happens, I have an easy access to purchase something.
His company of choice? Klarna, with 26 million users in the U.S.
those are the people that pay the ultimate price when they cannot pay back those loans, okay? Now, let me break it down to you. We got to go back to 2020. I know a lot of people, they want to forget that time. I want to forget it too. It's almost 6 years, right? That's how fast life goes. That's how much money you might have lost out on compound interest playing around and gambling your ass off in the market and, you know, buying stuff you can't afford. Let's go back to 2020. Now, 2020, a lot of money was giving out that was free. Really wasn't free. We're paying it back right now. So whenever you hear stimulus, just know for the next couple years, you're going to be paying for it at the pump, at the grocery store, whenever you try to book a vacation, whenever you try to buy a car, whenever you try to buy a house, right? We're all paying for it right now. And some things you got to understand is you got to ignore the news. Don't let the news tell you interest rates are going down, so prices are starting to go down. Look for yourself. Don't let them control you and use you as a puppet to make you believe things are getting better. They're not getting better. Jobs are laying off. Prices are going to be high as hell still. That 25 punk ass basis points don't mean a damn thing in the real world. Even if they lower it again, it really doesn't matter to you. It matters to like banks when they loan each other money and like our dollar's lower than the EU euro. And that's pretty much what it means. Look at your credit card interest rate and you tell me if your credit card interest rate automatically drops. Give it like a month. So see how much it goes down. No, it's not going to happen. Now, we got to go back to COVID, okay? We're going to talk about refinancing and all this crap. Okay, here we go. So a lot of money was given out during 2020. I made videos back then when like, not 2020, but like 2021 when I started my channel. I was like, that's bad. You don't want that. You're going to cause inflation. What happened? A lot of free money was given out. I got to say this. I know a lot of people don't like hearing this, but a lot of Americans, you do not have financial literacy. The first thing people did was go out and line up for Gucci. I saw the lines myself. People started gambling their asses off, whether it was through Robinhood or through Webull or through Moomoo or whatever brokerage institution. Simultaneously, a lot of these DraftKings and FanDuel, they reported record numbers and all that shit. People were home gambling their ass off watching Tiger King, okay? Watching dumbass shows. Yo, we were home. We were ordering food. We were doing a bunch of different shit. We really couldn't do anything. I didn't get any stimulus. I worked. I was considered essential. I'm a longshoreman. I went to work the whole time. A lot of these scammers, they weren't essential, and they came up with the brainstorming masterminds. Let me create all these scammy ass channels and all this scammy shit to get your money from you. The government operates the same way. They gave out a bunch of stimulus. Both presidents. Don't blame one without the other. They both gave out stimulus. This is not a political channel. I don't give a damn what president you think is better. They're all scammy. They're all in on it, okay? They all go to the same colleges. They all hobnob together. Their daughters and husbands all marry each other and all type of shit. Trust me, they're all in it together. George Carlin, one big-ass club, and you and I are not in it. 100% true. Now, what happens is they gave out the free money. It went back to the top. Your billionaires got more richer. You look at all the net worths of your Amazon, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the person that owns Louis Vuitton and all these people, they got rich as shit because we gave it to them. Not me. I didn't get any, but, we gave it back to them. Trillions came in. We spent it, went back up to the top. If you don't have financial literacy, that's what happens. What did the news do? You're not going to be able to get a car. Oh, there's a shortage on cars. That they were talking about there's a shortage on cars, like there was a shortage on toilet paper. And people went out and bought both. Okay. Did you ride past any car dealership? Any car dealership. And the salesmen were walking around kicking tumbleweeds. We ain't got no cars. No. They made record profits on a lot of these cars. Okay. People are underwater on these cars. So that drove up the markets. Now, the markets do not correlate with the economy. People are struggling, okay? Don't pay attention to the markets and think we're doing good. They automatically want you to think the markets are going up. We must do well. Hell no. If the market is controlled by like 1% of the top 1% or some shit, who do you think's controlling the damn market? We're just little peons in this world of pensions and 401k money, okay? And the rest of the people are just gambling their ass off with like $4,000 or $5,000 in the market. So they really don't even matter. I'll tell you that right now. Now, what happens is the money went up to the top. We gave out money. That drives up inflation. Things get more expensive. Why? Okay? Things get more expensive because there's a demand. There's a demand for cars, a demand for homes, a demand for products. What happens? Prices go up because there's a demand, supply, demand. Now, what the Fed does, that dangerous little game of, we're going to start doing quantitative tightening. Whenever you hear quantitative tightening, that means interest rates go up. Quantitative easing, down, okay? Quantitative tightening, rates go up. Quantitative easing, rates go down, okay? They try to sound smart. In reality, we're going to raise rates. We're going to lower rates. That's all that is. So they start raising rates, and what happens back in 2022? Markets start to do what they do. They get volatile, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now, that's when we start to pay the price of that shit. Because when interest rates go up, right, and inflation goes up, we pay the price. So they've been rocking out with these interest rates for like 4 or 5 years, whatever. We're going to start lowering interest rates. That's actually bad. You want to know why? If you need to lower interest rates, that means the economy is not doing as well as we think it is. Don't look at the market and your 401k. Remember I made videos in the past? Don't let your 401k balance get you into debt buying some bullshit. What happens is we're not doing well. So there's job losses. Your job might not be doing well. They're not going to tell you when they're going to lay you off, okay? This is why we say no debt, cash. Now, when you start lowering interest rates, okay, you're trying to do a form of stimulus. Yes. You're trying to brainwash the people. Go out there and spend. Prices are going to be lower. Borrow more. Instead of giving people actual checks, they're trying to stimulate the economy psychologically by lowering the interest rates, okay? Now, when things got expensive as shit, what do we have? Free money, drove up, 0% interest rates on a lot of shit. It was at zero for a long time. The Obama administration, I think, dropped it down to like zero after the housing crisis, and it was there for a long time. People went out, bought a lot of shit with 0% interest rates. We had to jack it up, okay? In my opinion, you need to have higher interest rates. That's how you calm people down, but they don't want that. They don't want you to stop borrowing, because once you stop borrowing or the banks stop lending, the bubble pops and this Ponzi comes to an end. You see, this usually comes to an end when the banks cannot collect their money, meaning when more and more people start to default, the banks stop lending money. That's what happened in 2008. People start to default, the banks turned off the spigot, and people couldn't borrow anymore. Economy goes into the crapper. But think about it. The average person didn't even know we were in a housing market bubble or a crash until the stock market started to crash. But we were back in this shit at like the beginning of 2007. People were giving reports about the economy is doing shit. Okay. Now, but back to the interest rates. When you're debt free, it means nothing to you because it doesn't change your credit card rate. If you got revolving debt and you have HELOCs and you have a variable interest rate on your car debt, it may affect minimal, but in reality, you're still underwater. Now I know what you're saying. I'm going to refinance. Here's where the catch comes in. When you keep lowering interest rates, it's actually bad and could crash the markets too, because people are going to go, you know what? I'm at 13% and 20% on my Hellcat. I'm going to go refinance. Banks don't like when you owe more than the value of the car. Same thing happened in 2008. People walked away from their homes because their appraisals were under what their mortgage was. A person mathematically is going to say, why am I going to spend $1 million paying off $1 million loan when my house is only worth $500,000? You know what? Take the keys to this shit. They turned it in, housing market crisis, all well and good. If you were buying real estate back then, you came through with cash and took a lot of people's homes off their hands. Same thing's going to happen with cars. People are going to go out there, I'm going to refinance my Hellcat. You owe $90,000 on this Hellcat. It's worth $50,000. You have 110,000 miles with 5 accidents. You know what they're going to say? The finance guy told me I could refinance. Finance guy's long gone. The dealerships get paid. It's not their problem anymore. It's your problem. People will turn in cars. When interest rates come down and they go to refinance, that's bad. On homes, some people got variable interest rates on homes, cars. They got personal loans, crazy shit out here. When people go to refinance and their debt is more than the value of the item they have, that's when you're going to see a problem. So in reality, these 25 punk ass basis points don't mean shit. Oh, you think they do? You think you're a genius? Okay, what was the interest rate in 2006? You don't know, right? Me either. Okay, what was the interest rate just 5 years ago? Go ahead, without Google. Doesn't matter, right? No, because all this smoke and mirror, CPI, PPI, all this shit, Fed meetings, Jackson Hole, means absolutely nothing in the real world. Do you know what matters? Do you know what matters? Going to work, paying off your debts, building your 401k, ignoring the news. Because guess what happens when you lower interest rates and the economy, the real economy, not the stock market, is still in the shitter? What happens then? What happens, ladies and gentlemen, when the stock market is going down, the economy's going down, or the stock market's going up, and the economy is really in the shitter? You keep seeing the news and YouTube videos. Car repos are at an all-time high. Right? They got these clickbaity things, and it's like job losses, and everyone's scaring you with all that shit. That's the real world. Or you're going to the store, and things are still expensive as shit. Do you know what happens next? Yep, I've seen this before. Interest rates are low. We can't do a damn thing about it. What are we going to do? We're going to do stimulus. Start that shit all over again. All over again. We're going to do stimulus. And then what happens is if there's not a catastrophic depression or recession, I think eventually it has to happen. I mean, it has to happen. This shit has been going on too long, okay? It's eventually going to happen. Why do you think I'm saving a crap ton of cash? When that happens, they're going to give out stimulus again. And it creates the cycle all over again. People will take the short-term money. Oh, I got free checks. Let me go buy some dumb shit. And then they're going to pay for it the next 5 to 6 years. Creates the cycle all over again. People who are debt-free and we got money, we're not even entertained by this bullshit. We're just sitting back, sipping our coffee, waiting for the fireworks and festivities to happen. I'll go take someone's KBB valued car for $50,000. They paid $100 or $90. I'll come take it off their hands and stuff like that. That is how millionaires are created. Not just created in the stock market. No. What we do is we start taking vacations on a discount because a lot of people can't take vacations. So they start doing these bundle deals. We start seeing the world, making experiences. You may lose your home. People come buy them during short sales. People's cars are getting repoed. You buy them. You buy the stock market at a discount. Yeah. And in my opinion, can't tell you when, but trust me, I can 100% give you financial advice. Something that we can't control and we don't know will happen in the future will happen in the future. Hope this video helps. No regrets. Moral of the story is have cash, pay off your debts, so you ain't got to worry about none of this dumb shit the news is pumping to you. No regrets, get it.